Hello everybody, Donkey here, and yes, we are back with some more Train Sim World 2. And it's been a while since we played some Train Sim World 2, but I thought I'd hop back on just because Train Sim 2021 is kind of making me a little bit mad. But we'll get into that later on. We're in Train Sim World 2, and today we have a class 31. And this scenario is called Cement Circle. The train is currently 22 cars long. That'll be the two locos up here and the wagons. And we're coming in at a weight of almost 500 ton. So, yeah, the 31. Don't know much about the 31, but it seems that we are all set up and ready to go here. So, let's just jump in and get going. But before we do, I just want to say, if you are a new viewer who hasn't subscribed yet, please do so down below. Alright, let's jump in and get going. Okay, here we are inside the Class 31. Really nice. Quite roomy, actually. Let's... Where is it? There it is. It might be this one as well. There we go. AWS. Yeah, really quite roomy in here, actually, in the 31. Definitely, you can definitely tell it's an old 60s sort of loco, just by the look of it. We've got a red light here, and we're just waiting for another train here. We've got to put this to forward. And we're just waiting for that train. Let's get some lights anyway on here. And we've got instrument lights. Class 101 going past. Right. And we have got a yellow, so we will be able to take off in a sec. We're just going to wait for the brakes to come down. They take quite a long time to release on this 31. But we will get going. But yeah, decided to take another look at Train Sim World 2, to be honest. One of the reasons is I was getting a bit peed off with Train Sim. As good as it is... Let's get going here. As good as Train Sim is, it has limitations, and those limitations end up crashing my game. Especially on a long route. For instance, I was doing a scenario the other day, 85 minutes long, the scenario, quite a long one, but I got to the very end and the game crashed and it didn't save, and I had to do the whole scenario again, and that really peed me off. So one thing Train Sim World 2 actually does right is stability. It actually is quite stable, this game, which I've decided to go back and have a look at it again. Yeah, there are still things that really need to be fixed, and they are bringing out even more content for this game. I think that's the biggest thing in this game for me at the moment, is content is very limited. Train Sim Classic has just so much content going back years and years and years, and they're still bringing out brand new content. Birmingham Cross Line came out, and I think Midlands... Something to do with the Midlands came out recently. But yeah, just so much content in Train Sim Classic. And that's where this game lacks, unfortunately. We will have to apply some brake in a sec. But yeah, this game is lacking in content, but they are starting to bring some more content out. They just announced some content called Rush Hour for this game, and it's going to bring the London to Brighton route to the game, which is going to be really good because people really do like that route. They really liked it from Train Sim Classic, so they'll definitely like it in this one. But as well, there's so many other things in this game that Dovetail need to fix. I still have an issue with draw distance. I still think that they could sort draw distance out in this game, but really minor things here, to be honest. At least this game runs quite stable, which is I like. And this thing doesn't like to stop instantly, so we will apply some brake. We've got some heavy concrete wagons behind us. PCAs, I think they're called. We'll have a look when we get out here, because we are stopping at Darlington and then we are switching to a different train altogether. So we are leaving this one for another driver, I think. Yep, so we are literally going to leave this for another driver. So we can do that to off, throttles off. We can do that to emergency, and then we should be able to put it to shut down and take the key with us. There we go. So that is all. Oh, let's turn the lights off. There we go. And we'll also turn this off, because the next driver might not want that on. And there's our next train. We're going to be swapping. But yeah, the 31. Old 60s loco. Oh, we'll check if these are actually PCAs. They are. I was correct. I sometimes get confused with the wagon names. I don't know them all off by heart. I only know a few of them. But I was right in this case. They are PCA wagons. But yeah, the 31 is an old loco from the 60s. And you can tell. It's got that old diesel look to it. Especially in the BR Blue livery here. But it's just got that old diesel look. And I believe the 31 now is probably classed as heritage. I imagine if people have got a 31 on their line, it's now heritage lines. But you can just see it's really does look very vintage nowadays compared to some other stuff. There we go. And we can jump in this one. So, master key needs to go on. If it'll allow us. It might be waiting. There we go. So master key must already be on, yeah. Right, get the AWS. Put this to forward. Brakes off. And we'll just wait for those to come off. We have got a red in front. So we will not be... That's engine shut off. Instrument light. Excellent. But yeah, where are we going? I forget how we do this schedule, I think it is. So, wait for service, go via Eagles Cliff, go via Stockton, Tees Yard. So we're basically just going to Tees Yard. Not a very long scenario. This is also one of the good things I like about this game, is it is more arcadey. If I'm really up for like a hardcore, or not a hardcore, but if I'm up for like a long simulated experience, Train Sim Classic, 100%. You can get some really nice, you know, long scenarios that are really in depth. But if I just want to jump in arcade style and play, this game, for sure. This game is amazing for that. Short scenarios that take about, I'd say the longest scenario on this is probably about 30 minutes, which is, that's normally about the shortest scenario on Train Sim Classic. But it's just really nice to jump in arcade style, short journeys, short scenarios, get them completed, and have a good time. I wouldn't say this game's dedicated towards the hardcore simmer or the someone who is really into their Sims, this game is very, very arcadey. It is definitely for those who are either coming into a simulator for the first time or just don't have time to really invest in a sim and just want to play a bit of arcadey style sort of simulating. Euro Truck's very arcadey as well. You can make it a bit more hardcore with mods, but at its essence, Euro Truck's very arcadey. This game, Train Sim World 2, is very arcadey. Something like Flight Sim is very advanced. I don't even attempt Flight Sim. That is advanced. Train Sim Classic's sort of in the middle. It can be arcadey, but it can be quite advanced as well. So that's why I like playing both games. And I mean, if this game, the graphics on this game do look quite good. Well, I say they look quite good. That's quite there, but they've got some things to improve on, definitely. But the graphics on this are you know, they are better than Train Sim Classic. But I don't think Train Sim Classic graphics are even that bad, to be honest. So we have got 35 coming up. But yeah, I just hope that they release some more and better content for this game at a reasonable price. I mean, I buy all my DLC on Steam sale anyway, so I don't pay full price for any DLC. I wait until it goes on sale. But they do need to look at the pricing, I think, of some items. They were charging quite a lot of money for a add-on that already featured locos that people have already bought and owned. So it makes you go, why should I buy them a second time round? I understand that there was scenarios for those locos, but it just makes you think, why am I spending 20 quid on... I understand that developers need to get paid and that those assets probably cost more to produce than £20, but I just feel that's a bit steep for a DLC sometimes. Especially now when a lot of games are going free to play and they've got free updates. A lot of games now don't do DLC. They just have in-game buyables. Not saying that Train Sim should do that, but I still think that new locos should be purchasable. I still think that liveries and stuff, different liveries, probably should be purchasable. But scenarios and new routes should probably be free for everybody. Granted, this isn't a free-to-play game either. But, yeah. Add-ons or DLC is definitely something that the games industry is moving away from. A lot of things now are just free updates, major free updates, and then you just buy in-game items. Not sure how that would work on this game, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are 2.5 miles from Eagles Cliff. and I thought I'd just tell you some information about this current train we are taking. We are 22 cars long, so that is the 2 locos, because we are double heading at the moment, and the PCA wagons. We are 1,215 tons, so quite a lot of tonnage there. And we span a distance of 215 yards. And the loco that we have... And the loco that we currently are operating is 31... And the loco that we are currently operating is 31184. Don't know much about this particular loco or that number, 31184. All I know is that the 31 sort of was in service in the 60s, and it was one of British Rail's first sort of first diesel in service, if you will, diesel locomotive. It wasn't the first, I don't think, but it was definitely one of them. Yeah, I mean, in the 60s, they were still using steam on the network in places, but they were starting to transition over into diesel locomotives and seeing what was out there in terms of new traction, because steam was dying after the sort of 50s. They realized, British Rail basically realized that they needed to modernize, so they started looking at diesel locomotives and electric locomotives as well. So they started looking at quite a few, but this definitely was one of them. And it would have been running in the 60s, doing exactly what it's doing right here, hauling freight. Granted, it would have looked a lot cleaner than this. This is quite a grubby one we are currently in. You can tell that it's had a hard life from the rust on all the steel parts and all the chips and paint bubbling and stuff. Yeah, it's definitely had a hard life, this one. But still being used to haul these PCA wagons, so it can't be too bad of a life. It's not destined for the scrap heap just yet. I don't know what era this is set in. It wouldn't be the 60s, not with the sort of modern infrastructure I'm seeing on the line. For instance, the signals are all digital. Well, I say digital, they're all like lights. They're not the manual sort of signals that they used to have. So I imagine that this is taking place in present day, but I could be wrong. Good indicator is the cars. What are we looking at? We've got a few 70s cars there, so I don't know, it could be the 60s, 70s, 60s. With those sort of cars, I'm going to say it's about the 70s, 80s, actually. And we are coming into here really, really fast. I might have to slam on. This thing does not stop on a dime. Alright, emergency. Even on emergency, we're struggling to stop. Oh, are we just going via here? Hold on. Let's check the schedule. Oh, we were just going via Eagles Cliff. Ooh, so we didn't have to stop, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll just wait for the brakes to come off and then head out. I should have read it, really. We are going via Stockton Cut, so That's okay, I know that now. I thought I had to stop here, but I've still got a passenger service mindset. I've been playing a lot of passenger service scenarios, so I've kind of got that mindset at the moment of I need to stop. I should have read it at the top. It would have said go via. Oh well, no worries. We'll as soon as those brakes come off, we should start moving. There we go. We don't want to get wheel slip, so we'll just start off slow. Probably wondering why I slammed on. You know, you can probably see that I did that. My bad, guys, my bad. Right, we're heading off now. You can see that red bar, sort of. That's the sort of traction motors. I'm giving it too much ampage there, so it's sort of. It's not good for the loco. It's like overloading it basically. Sometimes you need to though. Okay, so we are coming up to Stockton Cut Junction. We're going via here. We're not stopping here. We need to brake anyway, because we are coming up on a 35. I didn't see that. And a yellow signal as well. And our next one's red. I'm not sure. Oh, 600 yards. We're not going to stop in time. Oh dear. Yeah, we're not going to stop in time for that red. We should have been coming down a lot quicker than that. We might just make it 200 yards. Oh, ho, ho. Brakes have got to come off, but we managed to stop. We managed to stop in time. I was getting a bit worried then. Yeah, with these PCA wagons at the back, the 31 does not like to stop, but it doesn't like to stop anyway. It's one of those locos that the brakes aren't very good. They've been around a bit, but slammed on the emergency there, so that's okay. I imagine we're just waiting for somebody at this point. We'll just creep up to this signal. But I mean, it's better to stop sooner than later. It's better to stop before than to slide past it. And that's the guy we're waiting for, I think. A 37. Ooh, double heading 37s. Now I've got the Rail Freight red stripe livery on those 37s. They don't normally come with that livery applied in the base game. I've downloaded a mod. I say a mod, it basically just changes the livery on those 37s in Tees Valley to the Rail Freight red stripe. I did a video on it. If you haven't seen that, it should be on my channel. But yeah, you can change the livery of those using a mod, which I've done. I mean, the Rail Freight sector livery, I think they come in normally. The grey one. It's okay, but I mean, I just prefer Rail Freight Red Stripe. It just looks way cooler, and I think it suits this era and this location a little bit better. But we're just waiting here for this red. Not really sure who we're waiting for. We can sort of check. So we are here. Oh, it could be this. Oh, I thought we just got a green. Could be this guy coming down here. Probably is. Oh no, it's probably that 37 actually. That's okay, we're just gonna wait. Ooh. We're just gonna wait here for that. Okay, so we got a yellow. So we'll take the brakes off. And 101 just went past. The 101 is super weird. It's not a loco that the faint-hearted should attempt to drive. The 101 is it's old for one, and the controls mimic that oldness. It basically has like a clutch. So if you want to see, right now I can power up using, well, just by, you know, pulling the lever back and powering up. But if you want to power up with the 101, it's basically got power modes. So it's basically like gears. It's got gears basically, like first, second, third, fourth. So you can power up, but you're only going to go as fast as that first gear allows you. So you need to change into the second gear. But you can't just change into the second gear. You need to power down from what you've been applying, change gear, and then power all the way up again. And if you're not used to doing that in a loco, it can be really tricky to drive. It can be just, yeah, it's tedious. I'll say that much. We don't want to go too fast here. Oh, we got a yellow. But yeah, it's just tedious. It's not for the faint-hearted, the 101. And I tried to drive the 101 in this game. It does make it a bit more arcadey in this game, so it's not too bad. But even I was fed up of trying to get it right, so I don't bother. I haven't bothered with the 101. Maybe we'll take a look at it, but there's more exciting stuff coming to this game that I want to check out, so it's one of them. We have got a 20-mile-an-hour coming up, so I don't want to go too fast here. And then we got 15 in a red. See, I'm at 34% and this thing still isn't braking. There's so much sort of weight behind it that it is kind of a bit ridiculous. That weight will propel us forward though. Oh, we're stopping at T's Yard anyway here. I didn't realise we were that far into the scenario. This is basically the end of the scenario here, is T's Yard. All these people waiting in the station. And hold it for those brakes to come off quicker. And that weight behind us should hopefully allow us to roll into here. I have no power setting at the moment, so fingers crossed we'll just be able to roll. But yeah, before we end, I just want to say, if you are a new viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so down below. We do Train Sim, Train Sim World 2, or Train Sim Classic, Train Sim World 2, Euro Truck, and we'll be looking at some other sims. We've been looking at the Hunter, which has been really good, and hopefully when OMSI 2 goes on sale, I pick that up, we'll be looking at OMSI 2 as well. But stay tuned, keep an eye on this space. But best way to catch all my videos is to subscribe and get the bell on. Yeah, there's loads of videos on the channel. If you want to look for a specific train sim video, more than likely we've done it. So you can just look on my channel, and there's a big playlist as well, so you can check that out. I imagine there'll be a shutdown procedure for this, so we will have to shut it down and probably get out of the loco. So I will probably do that off camera. I'll probably be leaving you here. T's yard here. We just got these sidings here. They call it a fiddle yard in train speak. This is the fiddle yard where they just leave all of the sort of wagons and stuff. We don't want to come to a complete stop. Those brakes are quite difficult to get used to because they do take ages to come off. So even when you've unapplied the brake, you're still braking technically because there's still pressure on the brakes. But vice versa, it takes a while to come on, the brake pressure. So. Oh look, there's those 37s that passed us in the fiddle yard there. The double heading 37s in the rail freight red stripe livery. Right, we can start braking here. Probably a bit too much. Maybe not. That was a good run. Secure the logo and disbark this to complete this journey. Well, let's take a look at this from the outside. And it is looking quite good. I do like the graphics on this game. So that was the Class 31 with the PCA wagons. And it was quite a short scenario, but it was quite an enjoyable one. We will do more on Train Sim World 2, so subscribe down below so you don't miss those videos. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.